Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be filming a video, and it's going to be a very controversial topic, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyway, because why? I feel like it. I drink water out of wine what? I drink water out of a wine glass because boo, it just make me feel luxurious and feminine. And y'all do the same. Go get y'all a little wine glass and fill it up with your favorite beverage. Y'all read the title, y'all know what this video is about. I want to start with my past and like kind of my experience with God in general. Basically, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and if you don't know what that is, then look it up because it's a lot. It's a lot more than you think. It's a lot that goes into it, but basically, they do believe that the world will end at some time, and there will be a paradise earth, which is beautifully depicted, and I love how it's depicted because, I mean, it's beautiful. Basically, when you're a witness, there are certain things that you can't do, like date young. Like when I was 16, I was not allowed to date. When I was 17, I wasn't allowed to date. When I was 18, I wasn't allowed to date, technically. I did it anyways, but I wasn't allowed to. I started dating my boyfriend when I was 17, which I talked about in this video right here, which y'all should check out if y'all are trying to heal some heartbreak, or if y'all know somebody that's trying to heal heartbreak. Send this video to them, okay? Because I put some really good tips up in there. Like when I tell you your girl was cooking, she was definitely spitting in that video. But anyways, I ended up moving out too because I met my boyfriend, and I was 18 at the time when I had first moved out. I was 18 and I wasn't allowed to be talking to this guy, and it was this big old commotion type thing. Because my thing was, let me tell you, I felt very annoyed because my stepdad used to tell my stepbrother all the time, oh, you know, and cheer him on about, you know, having a girlfriend. But then when I got a boyfriend, it was crazy and, oh my God, you're doing everything wrong. So I did. Because I just didn't get that. I couldn't handle it. And also a part of me feels like it was because I was getting told what to do, and I didn't like that. And I recognized that, like, dude, you're 18. At this point, you don't gotta do nothing that you don't want to do. I'm just saying. So once I started to move out on my own, I did move into a state of depression and anxiety. Well, not move into it because I already had it, but I guess I definitely feel like it deepened and it worsened because I moved out on my own and I did it the wrong way. Didn't have any money saved like somebody. Like I had about like what, 2K saved, I don't know, girl. And I didn't want to be like that anymore. I decided, like, oh my God, like, why is it that I'm feeling this depressed and other people aren't? You know what I'm saying? There are other kids that have moved out of their parents' house at 18. Granted, they may have done it in the right way. I started to get into self-development practices and just learning more about like how I could heal myself. I didn't have money to go to a therapist. So I don't think that I was thinking about therapy. Like I really don't feel like I was thinking about therapy at this time. I think I was just thinking about like, how can I get away from this energy of depression, like this state of depression? Like I hated it. I didn't want to kill myself or nothing. Like I knew I could never do that because it just didn't feel right. But like I felt like I was dead inside. Like I'm so for real. Like that's that, y'all. Okay, she was a totally different girl back then. But anyway, once I started to get into personal development and self-development, which is something that like as a Jehovah's Witness, it's not really like, okay, not to say that it's frowned upon, but they don't really believe in you. I'm not going to say taking care of yourself, but I'm going to say taking care of yourself because it was a lot of things that we weren't allowed to do, like meditation. That was wrong, which it's like scientifically good for you, like proven by science that it's good for your mind and it's good for your body. Yet we weren't allowed to do it. Masturbation, scientifically good for your body, and we weren't allowed to do that. It was self-serving and you weren't supposed to serve yourself. Even birthdays, like I could understand why they said that birthdays were, you know, something bad. It seems to me, in my opinion, I feel like they didn't really want you to care for yourself as much as you probably should. I'm gonna be 100% authentic and blunt in this video because I feel like this just needs to be said, like 100%. And also another thing that I didn't like is they dictate who you love. So there's a belief that you should only date somebody that's a believer. Like you can only date somebody that is a Jehovah's Witness. If not, all hell will break loose. Seriously. That's not a bad thing. The reason why I felt like it made it bad was because it was like you had to date a witness. Like I understand where they could be coming from. Like, yes, when you date somebody that may not believe the same thing that you believe, there could be a lot of butting heads, I feel like, and that's just what I feel. I didn't necessarily want to date somebody who didn't believe, and I'm not saying to a T, but you know, they didn't have to believe everything that I believe, but I wanted somebody who was like-minded, who definitely like was in the same realm with what I believe now, and also who you couldn't be friends with. And for me, I made my friends at school. I didn't really make friends within the organization because I just didn't feel like I could. When I was really young, I had a bunch of friends who ended up they don't even follow the religion anymore, which is fine. I don't follow the religion anymore, but not to a T. Like, I respect every religion because it's how they believe, and at least they believe in some type of God, some type of source, some type of something. But I just didn't really like that I had to choose people who were within the organization. So naturally, as a kid, once those people kind of fell away and I didn't really talk to those girls anymore because they weren't in the religion, I didn't really have anybody. Like, I used to get invited to places with my friends from school, or I guess they would be acquaintances because I wasn't allowed to hang out with them outside of school. So we would have to call them acquaintances, but I felt like they were friends, and I felt like I could have had a lot of friends, but you know, that's neither here nor there. That's the past. The past is in the past. Definitely does hurt my inner child though, because she was very isolated, and I know that was for a reason, like, overall. And if things were done differently, I feel like I wouldn't be who I am right now. So I'm grateful that all of that stuff happened to me, and I was isolated as a kid, but I was isolated as a kid, and that's no way for a kid to live. I couldn't even go to nobody's house unless it was for like a project. Like, I did not like that. That scarred me. There was just so much like micromanaging and telling you what you had to do. It was like they would say, yeah, you have free will, but it's like if you know, end up making a mistake, you would be disfellowshipped, which is a process that they do. I ain't never been disfellowshipped because I ain't never been baptized. But they take you into the back of the room and they ask you a couple of questions and they decide whether or not you should be disfellowshipped. And when you're disfellowshipped, literally no one talks to you. No one's allowed to talk to you ever. Like, until you get back established into the religion, you're not allowed to be talked to by any witnesses. So all of your friends that you knew, yeah. I feel like disfellowship, it isolates you so you can come back and you can have someone to miss. No, I can't. I don't agree with disfellowshipping, because I feel like they would always preach, oh, we're love and God is love, but then they would do stuff like that, and that's not really loving to me. Like, I understand people do have to be punished for their mistakes, but not by you, by God. And I feel like by having people not talk to other people, that's you. That ain't, I'm just saying, like, who the heck, last time I checked, Jehovah ain't say, you know, God, whatever. He ain't put his hand down and be like, you have to disfellowship this person, or you have to stop talking to this person just because they make a mistake. And no, because I feel like that's you punishing people, that's not God. God punishes people through karma. Not punishes people through karma because there's good karma, but bad karma. I believe that when you do something and, you know, it's not all the way, you know, to God's liking, hey, you gotta get karma because you gotta get taught. You see what I'm saying? It's like how a parent teaches their kid. A parent may punish their kid, we were always told that the world was going to end at a certain time and that we were living in the last days of the earth. And I have been getting told that since I was able to understand what words meant. A lot of people told me that I wouldn't even make it through high school. And that was frustrating for me because I made it through high school and then some. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of people telling me, I don't even think you're going to make it through high school. So I actually believe that. And when I tell y'all that put so much fear in my heart, like, I have been wanting to do things. I have big dreams. I still have big dreams now. And I'm now getting back into pursuing those dreams because I am not afraid to anymore. I feel like the world ends when you die. Like, that's when your world ends. I was always afraid of the world ending, and basically what that would do is it would keep me in this energy of fear. So I never ended up moving up because I was afraid if I did, I would be unrighteous. I want to be a YouTuber, and I've always wanted to be a YouTuber and have an audience and have a platform to share like my thoughts and like share who I am. Like, you know what I mean? I've always wanted to do that, but I was always afraid because I felt like if I did that, I would be unrighteous and I would end up dying at the end of the system, at the end of the world. Like, part of me was in this energy of fear so much to where I didn't even know what I wanted to do when I got out of high school, and I didn't really like care. I didn't care what happened to me after high school because I felt like I literally had no plans because I felt like the world was going to end. And then also too, I also felt like school was never important to me just because of who I was. Like I just felt it was very stupid. So too, another thing is we were always taught to just live very, very simply. And I feel like if you want to live simply, like that's fine. Like do what you want to do. But I didn't want to live simply. I'm sorry. I don't want to live simply. I want to live lavish. Okay. I want things. I want money. Period. I definitely had a bad relationship with money subconsciously. And I feel like the religion did play a part in that because I felt like money was the root of all evil. I sure did. What did I write right here? I said money was the devil. Oh! I literally wrote right here because I have like little talking points over here, and I said it was almost like money was the devil. We were taught to live a simple life. I didn't really like that because I knew that was not something that I wanted to do. Granted, there are people out there who do live small, and it's like sometimes these people, they do have money, they just don't want to live, they just don't want to live lavishly, and that's fine if you don't want to. But if you want to, girl, I feel like you should do whatever you want to do. Like none of this is real. But I do know that you can't do nothing without God. You can't do nothing without source. I do know that. But it was never like outright like said that money was bad and you shouldn't have money. No, money, it was acknowledged that money is needed because you do need money to live. Well, to a certain extent, it was more so implied having a lot of money was bad. I feel like it may have played a part in me not feeling worthy enough to have a lot of money. Once I did move out, I became a server, and so I started making like $100 to $150 a day, but I would blow it like crazy, like still not have no money. You see what I'm saying? I would work part-time, okay, and be making what, $500 a week, $600 a week, $700 a week, which is pretty good, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. So I would make a lot of money being a server, but I just wouldn't like keep it. I'm so for real. I do feel like the religion may have played a part in that. I really do, because it just made me feel like I wasn't supposed to have that much money. Like the front of my mind was like, we want money. We want to live lavish. We want to live like a Leah's face, period. Like that's literally like when I think of how I want my life to go, she pops up. Her, Paris Hilton, Sweetie, Ariana Grande, like just a couple of females, really powerful females with, you know, money who live the life that I want to live, period. But I felt like I wasn't supposed to. The religion was very male dominated. I didn't like how male dominated the religion was. I really didn't, because I feel like us as females, I feel like we have so much power within us. Like we are really divine beings. I really believe like the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. Baby, I am the divine feminine, okay? Period. I'm not going to say a, because you shouldn't say you're a divine feminine. When in my world, lady, I am the divine feminine, period, as I should be. And there's a reason for that. Like, I really feel like women are powerful, strong beings. And I feel like the reason why people say that males run the world is because they're literally intimidated. Like, they're scared. Like, when they see a strong woman, they run. They run. I'm so for real. Like when they see a strong girl, they look the other way. Like they turn. They are afraid of us because they low-key know the power. It's like their souls. It's like their frontal lobe may be like, okay, nah, women are strong. Da, 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 da. But I feel like they souls know the power that we hold. Like the power that us as women possess. Like, are you kidding me? Like, y'all, women is crazy. That's my spiel. That's my spiel on women. But the religion was so male dominated. Like, I'm going to explain it as higher ups. They don't want to explain it as higher ups, but that's what it is. And the higher ups were all men. The elders, men. Ministerial servants, men. The people at the governing body who work on the governing body, men. The people who have the longest talks, the way I can explain talks is sermons. The ones who have the longest ones were men. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh. That used to frustrate the mess out of me, bruh. Because it's like, why? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with men doing that and stepping into that role, because I believe in the divine masculine too, boo. Okay? I believe that everybody possesses power. I feel like there should have been equally the same amount of men on the stage as there was women on the stage. And I low-key feel like there are women in that religion that don't quite feel like that is right. Because dude, I feel like you'll have a different perspective from a woman's eye than you would from a man's eye, and vice versa, just because you're not the same. The things that women go through, men can't go through. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm so for real. Some of the things that women feel and the way that we feel and how we feel, women are so emotional, and like that needs to be shown because that shows strength. If you hide your emotions, that shows fear. You're afraid of showing who you really are and being vulnerable in front of the world. I know that. I'm so for real, y'all. I felt like it was just so male dominated, and I hate that because I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist, and I believe in the power of the divine feminine. I'm a big feminist. If you're a male, please don't come to me. Don't step to me, because we will get into an argument about how powerful a woman is. Like, I promise you, I will go toe to toe with you. Anything you say, I will have a response back. I'm gonna listen to what you got to say, because, and I do that with my dad too, because my dad, he is elder. I tell him about this all the time. I'm like, well, I don't like how women don't have a bigger role in, in the religion. Like, that's dumb to me. Just saying. I can talk about that all day because I'm so passionate. Y'all see how I am right now? I'm so passionate about that because I am a feminist, and I have went through stuff, and I know how strong I am, and I see that strength in other women, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You telling me that women are the weaker vessel? Next, I told y'all we were talking about how the world will end, but I want to talk about like the pictures, like how the pictures would depict the world ending. Bro, my dad used to tell me that angels will come out of the sky. What the what? Dude, yo, I was born in this religion, which means I have been taught this since I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a toddler. Do you know how scary that is to a kid? Seeing pictures like this? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. No, you can't. Nah, don't. It's so scarring. That is such a scarring thing to me, because it's like, now I'm scared. Now when the end of the world do come, I'm gonna be scared. I ain't gonna be all tough and I'm a child of God. Nah, I'm running. Nigga, I'm running. I'm gone. Phew, and I'm out of there. I'm running away from you. I'm not gonna take. No. Think about this from the perspective of a kid, from a child's perspective. From a young age, I was taught all this scary, crazy stuff. And I'm like, bruh, like I couldn't even step into being this baddie, period. I was too scared to, period. But anyways, and it's not just the doings of the religion. I don't solely blame the religion or I try not to blame anybody, because I feel like there are things that I have done too to neglect myself, but it's just because I didn't know. So I'm not going to sit there and beat myself up about it. I just didn't know. But now that I do know, if I don't change it, then yeah, that's your fault. But think about this from the perspective of a child. You're getting told that these people, the government, police officers, which I already don't like police officers as a child because of what they out here running around acting like dummies. I already don't like to speak to half of y'all, okay? And I'm not talking about all police officers, because my uncle is a state trooper. I think he's a state trooper, which is, I don't feel like that's the same thing as a cop. I feel like that's different. But I'm just saying, just these people in general that work for the government that we're supposed to be listening to, they used to tell us that like these government officials and like the I don't know, judges and like the police officers, military, and they would just depict that happening during the end of the world, and that's how things would start. Witnesses would be prosecuted for some of the things that they believe, which now that I think about it, I don't know why. Probably something I should have questioned, but I don't know why all of a sudden they were supposed to come to us and you're the ones, we're gonna get you. We would get told all the time, or like not necessarily by the religion, but I feel like this was more of like my parents, but I feel like a lot of people's parents in that religion would tell them, like, if somebody came up to you and they said, tell me where the witnesses are, we weren't supposed to say anything. We were supposed to lie, and that was the only time that we were allowed to lie, is when that happened. But which it's unrealistic. Everybody lies. Like, it's human. Like, it's what we do. Like, we make mistakes and we lie. You know what I'm saying? Even we lie to ourselves all the time. So it's like, what? I remember being taught as a kid. My parents would always say, what if somebody said, I'm gonna kill your mom, I'm gonna kill your dad if you don't tell me what the Jehovah's Witnesses are? Like, what? That's scary. Like, that is something that's scary, but it's not, I mean, it's not their fault. It's something that we were taught in the religion that may happen. And I'm like, bruh, dude, you know how scary that is for a little child to think, like, that their parents may die? What? That's, no. It's a no for me. That's a no for me. I didn't like that at all. That put a lot of fear in my heart, seriously, because I didn't want my parents to die. I love my parents. What the heck? Now I'm going to get into what and who I believe in now. The universe. So like I said in that last video right here, which you should definitely check out, and it's also going to be linked in the description box below. So the universe. So I consider myself to be a spiritualist. I am very, very spiritual. Very, very spiritual. Seriously. Like, if you talk to me, I'm probably not going to want to talk to you about regular stuff. Unless I just know that that's the mindset that you at, and then I'm probably not going to talk to you for too long, because that's just not me. I like to talk about deep stuff like aliens. I mean, not too much aliens, but I like to talk more about spiritual stuff and Gaia and God, and that's just who I am. I can talk about that for hours, boo. Hence why I started this YouTube channel. I believe in the universe, and I call the universe, sometimes I call the universe, sometimes I call the universe God, sometimes I call the universe source, sometimes I call it he, sometimes I call it she. I don't know. When I speak to other people about the universe or source or God, I say source, because I feel like God is the same for everybody. But I feel like what's different and why there are different religions is the way that God is perceived to everybody. Because I've studied a lot of religions, and not so much studied, but I've kind of looked into a lot of different religions, and a lot of the stuff that they teach is very similar. The only difference is the way that it's perceived. And also people. There are people who may change what a religion means. I feel like there's only one God. There's only one God up there, you know, making things shake. You see what I'm saying? Making stuff shake. Okay? And I just feel like some things have been lost in translation. For example, the Bible. I personally feel like I recently have felt like I maybe should probably get back into the Bible. My dilemma is like, which one? Seriously, no, let me tell you how I feel about the Bible. Bruh, the other day I was walking, right, and I'm funny as heck for this, because I just thought that this was so funny, and this needs to be in a book somewhere. I definitely feel that he's playing telephone with the Bible, bruh. I'm just saying. There are so many different Bibles, and underlying, they say the same thing. Underlying, like, the bottom line is the same. It's just niggas playing telephone. Like, the Witness Bible, Jehovah's Witnesses, they put Jehovah in the Bible. Christians take Jehovah out of the Bible, and they just say God, which is fine, which I feel like is the... I don't feel like all the stories in the Bible are true, because, well, but again, I can't say what's true and what's not true. That's just how I feel. But it's kind of confusing when you're trying to read the Bible, and it's like, which one? I don't understand. So why I started to question God. So it was brought up to me, you were born in this religion, so you don't know nothing else besides this religion. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna want to explore. That's just who I am. I'm just not the type of person that just takes someone's word for it. I can't. Unless it's already proven to me. I'm not the type of person who's gonna just take somebody's word for it. And I feel like if the religion is really, really the true religion, I'm gonna end up coming back to it. I'm gonna go around in a circle and come back to it. Am I gonna do that? No. The reason why is because I just feel like the world was created for us to do whatever we want to do with it. Like, literally, we can do whatever we want to do in this world. If I don't want to do nothing, I can do that. If I want to rob a bank, you see what I'm saying? People can do, literally, you can do whatever you want to do. Now, there may be consequences for some of the things that you do, or, you know, there may be good things that happen because of some of the things that you do. Fine. I'm here to live my life, not think that it's over. Like, my life is over when I'm dead. If I was Buddhist, I would believe in Buddha, and that would be all I know. You see what I'm saying? If I was traditionally Christian, then that would be all I knew. I just can't take nobody's word for it, clearly, because if I did, I'd be stagnant. I'd be stuck, and I'd be working a 9-to-5 job that I don't want to work because it's not for me, period. I knew that I didn't want to do something practical. I don't like to be told what to do. Please don't tell me what to do, because I will literally do the opposite of what you tell me to do. That's literally just who I am. Unless it's something that I know is going to harm myself. But if you tell me not to go speak to somebody because you don't like them, I'm probably going to go speak to that person because you don't like them. I want to go see for myself. That ain't my problem that you don't like them. Period. Life is just so much more fun when you just live it without fear, when you do what you want to do. That's what we were put here to do, was to live our lives and to do whatever we want to do. Y'all, I get bored so easily. I'm so for real. If I do the same thing every single day, like I hated school because school was the same every day. Hated the quarantine because the quarantine, I'm talking about like when I actually started to get back to going to work. It was nice at first and then it was the same. So I was literally working for money. During the quarantine, I was working for money and it was the same every day. I didn't want to do that. All right, y'all, I've been working since I was 15 years old. I tried. I can't. It's not for me. And I refuse. I literally refuse. I'm not doing it. Before I end out this video, I'm going to tell you this story. Basically of how I got caught meditating. What? I feel like I've always had this little underlying depression here that may have started when my parents got a divorce. I feel like that may have started my state of depression, even though I used to tell everybody, I do want them to get, they used to fight all the time. I want this, yes. That was a lie. I didn't want that. I was depressed by that. I remember getting the Calm app. I think I was like 12 or 13. And I started meditating. I think I had did it for a day and then the next day or something like that. I don't know. I just remember my mom came in one time while I was meditating and she was like, girl, we don't meditate. And I was like, what? Which I probably should have questioned that too. Still to this day, don't really understand why they're not allowed to meditate. That's all I really have for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I hope that, we could start a conversation in the comments below. Please start a conversation on this, y'all. Seriously, please start a conversation because I want to read it. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you want to, because shoot, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button for more videos like this. I'm also going to be posting vlogs, so I'm going to be posting 2 times a week. I love you.